People are, again, looking in but not coming in. They've got half of it down. It's the other half.
Oh, the door is opening.
Oh.
And suddenly a wild Max appears.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard of this character. He's probably got the wasabi wallet, though. They say the samurai wallet people are afraid of this character. That's what I hear.
No one's afraid of him. Look how nice he is.
Huh. Which microphone is that? Is it on?
I hope so.
No, that's the one that's off. Turn it on.
Magic.
All right, you're on microphone 3 now. Max, how's it going? No one can see you at home. We have so many. Oh, no, you can kind of film.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I just gotta snook up to Cato.
Let's see. So yeah, we're talking about all the new announcements and what's going on, and
yeah, dude, every time I
Twitter
hear
drama.
Oh, Twitter drama, yeah, that is fun. With Bitcoin View,
it's a good.
no, dude, every time I hear talk about network level stuff, I'm like mind
There's
blown.
me.
It's like you have all the background knowledge for the network stuff, and
I promise that was the last.
Good.
That's all I had.
All the knowledge, spread it out. Now, moving on. Okay, so what's next? No network level more?
Next will be pure Lightning. Next weekend will be Lightning, all about Lightning. Redundancy, failover, spawning tons of nodes in a few minutes, hosting, and undisclosed.
Ooh, undisclosed.
Undisclosed is the best kind of announcement.
Yeah, and so some people involved in the undisclosed thing are here actually, working on it actively, like disappearing from the conference room and going to code and coming back.
Whoa. Actively
So
working.
that's why we had no party yesterday.
Now I actually know what this is about. Ooh, it's actually very exciting. It's very exciting. They're
not as much as the second part, though.
Yeah,
which you don't know about.
Oh.
The new Nodl is going to take Nodl, and you could do Nodl with it.
We'll put a Nodl in your Nodl so you can Nodl while you Nodl.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's the version to get.
Nodlception.
Somebody needs to stand at the door and direct people in. I volunteer you. Whoever they are, just bring imagine that this couch should be full. Like Johnny Carson was like, and the next guest, come on down. Looks like it's Nick Gregory from Commerce Block here on the big couch in Transylvania. Yep, it works good. No one's watching, but you can say hello. The audience prefers fortune tellers.
I predict big things.
Yeah.
Number go up.
Yeah.
Big things.
The ball did predict that the price would go up. We talked to the magic Bitcoin ball earlier. I have it hidden away. It's not just right here in my hand. That's nothing in my hand. But yes, the magic Bitcoin ball predicted the future, and the price will go up.
It's official.
Next week.
On a sufficient period of time, it will anyway.
Yeah. And again, I'm getting on an airplane anyway, so that's also a pretty good technical indicator is what they call those. They like to use the MadBitcoins flight allowance system. Whenever MadBitcoins flights, the MFA generally goes up, and that causes the price of Bitcoin to go up.
To the moon. What if you're on a spaceship rocket?
We're willing to try it. There's a long time ago, that flight attendant who bought a lot of Bitcoin early, bought a flight from Virgin Galactic. Richard Branson himself paid for the flight entirely with Bitcoins. Still hasn't been to space. No, it hasn't been to space yet, and paid for his flight in Bitcoins, taking horrible losses. That was back when it was like 300, maybe 1,000 at the most. And this flight attendant prepaid for the flight. It's a really bad deal. I hope Richard Branson gives him or her their money back. I heard Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie also prepaid, but now they're divorced, so I don't know how that's going to work out. You wouldn't want to be on the same space flight with your recently divorced significant other.
Especially if you're trying to go to Mars.
Yeah. Oh, it's a long trip
journey
to Mars. Could be a lifetime even.
And kind of one way. So I guess divorce is always the option from that point on forward. Well, although Mars is a big place, so you can have different citadels. One castle for
you
life.
can build two different base stations.
Mars ain't the kind of place you raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell. Somebody wrote that sometime.
One of the two.
No, the sun is hot. The sun is a massive incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace, where hydrogen is converted into helium at a temperature of millions of degrees.
Magic.
I know. They might be giants. They might be. So what's going on, Nick? You have a great time at the Transylvania conference?
Great. I never thought I'd come to Transylvania. That's what Bitcoin does to people. It takes you to places you never expected to go to.
And I actually thought there were more trees in Transylvania.
I'm hoping for the big castle. I thought it'd be more touristic. I thought it'd be little vampire shops.
The guy on the
I thought it'd be Count Dracula's walking around and trying to.
The guy on the salt mine tour said that Vlad the Impaler only rode by the castle, and yet millions of tourists visit it every year. And they also said it was 4 hours away. So we could have gone to the castle, but it would have been a very long bus ride and a very long bus ride back. But of course, you wouldn't remember because you'd have those little imprints on your neck and you'd be, have a tattoo and stuff. You'd be like owned. You'd be a familiar. Or maybe a full vampire. I don't know. Nick's a core developer. Bitcoin core developer. They might take you into the coven. Yeah.
Core developer. I would use that word loosely. I dabbled.
We all wrote BIPs in our spare time. I myself have written several BIPs.
No, I kind of spent more. Unfortunately, I don't like C++. So when I got into Bitcoin, I spent too much time on Bitcoin J, which is probably had more contributions to Ethereum than it did to Bitcoin.
Well, though BISC uses Bitcoin J.
Yes.
That's a very great project.
I think Rootstock are still actively doing stuff.
That too. Yeah, there was a long time no SegWit support on Bitcoin J. And now that there finally is SegWit support, there are no BISC developers to implement it. Shit.
I don't think who else. Because it was written by Mike Hearn, and Matt Corello wrote a lot of it. I was doing mainly Java back then.
My condolences. No, wait, that's better than JavaScript.
No, I didn't like C++. I never did C++. I went from C to Java. C++ was a bastardization of object software.
I agree.
Okay. I was waiting for you to get aggressive with me. So.
Although I prefer assembly language, but C is okay.
Oh,
anything above C is not okay.
Assembly language is the only class I ever failed.
Everyone loves Rust these days. I tried to learn that. That's actually pretty tricky.
Yeah, apparently
I stopped at the first page of the book because there is no ternary operator.
I just noticed Hello World took over a second to compile. So that shows how hard it is to write code in Rust. It's very defensive. It's got very strong.
But it verifies stuff.
Yeah, I think it makes you think. I always thought I could learn a language on the weekend.
That takes 2 weeks.
It's a kind of trust and verify situation. Actually, you have to trust the developers who made the language to do things for you.
But they're trustworthy guys.
So we've got a question from the audience. They say, what do you guys think about LibraCoin, the Facebook project?
It's just an ETF.
I'm out of here.
It's just an ETF, isn't it?
Yeah, they're selling coins, right? I hear a lot of people are dropping out of the project, just like Keto Miner just did. I hear PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, quite a few that started off with them. Doesn't seem like they'll be making it to the finish line. Forced prediction, will it ever be released? Yes or no, Keto Miner?
No.
Max?
Nope.
Nick?
No, but I think Libra might be interesting.
The answer is yes. Libra gets released anyway. Facebook doesn't care. Facebook violates the law. Facebook releases it in one shitty country, accidentally leaks it to the rest of the world, attains monetary dominance, fights the US government on their own terms. Is that better for the world, Nick Gregory?
I think it's a bit like medicinal marijuana. You can't really sell pot, but you can sell medicinal marijuana.
Is it like being a little pregnant?
Yeah, so it's going to get people into cryptocurrency, by the underground, get people warm to it.
Max, will it get people into cryptocurrency, or they'll just be happy to use their Facebook money device?
No, if they stick to corporate coin, then they will use corporate coin. If they really need censorship-resistant money, they will use Bitcoin.
That's right. Corporate coin wins. Keto Miner, can we get you some corporate coin?
I think people would not even notice that it's a cryptocurrency because they would just use it as an internal coin for Facebook. And if my count is correct, that's the third time Facebook tries to make a coin. And
they definitely had Facebook coins or Facebook credits. Amazon had Amazon coins. All of these were the same idea, but a centralized database. Does it make a big difference that it's on the blockchain?
No. Well, it's less efficient.
So it'll cost them more money this time. That's good. I like that.
great, I won't be happy.
But you see, the thing with any of these central custodial corporate coin stuff, why not just a digital bearer certificate server? Like, you already trust the corporate, trusted third party. Might as well make it private. But of course, they don't care about your privacy.
But they can't use Bitcoin because you can't print them. You have to print them so you can have them in the pre-sale. Otherwise, somebody else is printing them. They get all the money that should be yours.
And then they pump it.
It's not enough. It's not enough. See, what else is going on in cryptocurrency? Do you guys think that CoinDesk should cover Bitcoin conferences, or should they only cover CoinCensus, the conference that owns them? The conference they own. Max?
It's all fake news.
It's all fake news.
Independent researchers will.
Nick, does it matter? CoinDesk is important.
I don't care. No, I'm a WCN fan, as you know.
Whoop whoop.
Keto miner.
I don't really have an opinion.
Oh, there's the that's the correct thing to say. That's what I should have said.
I only go to WCN.
No comment. CoinDesk is great. No. Is it better to be real or rich? What matters more, authenticity or money?
Why not both?
Nick, can you be both?
Yeah, I believe so.
Keto miner, real or rich?
I wish I could, but I prefer to be real.
Yeah, it's better to be real. You can always get rich later.
Or you're fake and poor.
Or you can become rich very fast and poor very fast. So authenticity does stick, I hope.
This above all to thine own self be true, right? But Polonius was a fool. Nick, Polonius was a fool?
I'm going to sound like an idiot. Who's Polonius?
He was Ophelia's father, and she was going to marry Hamlet, but he wasn't too crazy about that. Then Hamlet stabbed him through a curtain. It went bad. But before that, he said that you should be true to your own self, which may have been good advice, or it was bad advice because it was spoken by a fool.
Well, if you lie to yourself, what is there?
You have to make it yourself. That makes it fun. Otherwise, it's just entertainment. David Mamet.
I think it's a good advice, but it's not always good to be true to yourself.
If you're, what if you're like a big jerk, or you're really sarcastic?
Yeah, that, or if you just
keep throwing away all your opportunities, burning every bridge in the industry.
Being too honest is not a good idea.
There's a different, well, there's fine lines between being honest and destroying other people's projects. There's a fine line between starting a dumpster fire and pouring gasoline on it. But I tend to be involved in all of it because I like fire and the results.
I like Twitter.
Twitter's fun.
And sometimes the results.
Do we want to check your screen time? How many hours a day do you spend on Twitter at average? 4, 5, 6, 7?
I think my total screen time is 3 hours per day average. Half of it's probably Telegram, and the half of the other half is Twitter.
Pretty sure all
and the
mine
last part is undisclosed.
All mine is Twitter. Just
Instagram.
Twitter. You have been using Twitter. Today I used Twitter for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Whereas it seems on average, I use Twitter 12 hours and 37 minutes in a week. Come on down.
By the way, I think crypto
people
Instagram
are hiding
is
in the
underrated.
audience. They don't want to be on the
really
big couch.
What is on
Every time I go to a conference, I put the hashtag of the conference in Instagram, and I found new people who joined Instagram from the crypto community, which is like, I mean, I'm there, so I'm stupid too, but I think it's stupid to be on Instagram if you're in the crypto community.
It's stupid to be on any social network if you're in the crypto
But
community.
we need Twitter.
Yeah.
I still miss the days of Reddit. Remember when Reddit/Bitcoin was the first place you'd go to in the morning? I remember that back then. That was much more fun. I used to read what Greg Maxwell would rant about every day. I kind of miss that.
Yeah, they used to have some good comment sections on Reddit, but it really got, I was just kind of overwhelmed with all the altcoins and all
Roger
the
Ver
others.
killed it, didn't he?
Yeah, there's a
competing at RBC
BTC Bitcoin thing that started a war. Then in general, they had that rule on our Bitcoin where they're like, you can't promote or even talk about altcoins. And that led to a whole like, well, what about this? Ban. What about this? Ban. But I said this, but ban. So, and people don't like that. So.
Is curation censorship?
I don't think so. I think you have a right to like having a right to free speech is different than having a right to free speech everywhere. If you come into my house and you wipe your feet on my rug and you just screw up my couch and everything, I'm going to kick you out of my house. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop you from ruining other people's houses or ruining your own house. You still have that freedom, but just not in my house.
Maybe in this situation, pre-moderation would be smarter than post-moderation.
Yep.
If only we had some kind of a trusted network where we could look people up and see if they're good or bad.
Twitter.
But then that could be bad too.
And what happens if they change from being bad to good?
Can they change?
Well, some people have grown up, raised in bad environments.
Do you think Roger Ver can grow up?
I think he's got God complex, so maybe he needs to go back to poverty or something.
So something like, they put a man in jail for stealing bread. He said, "You could never change." He said, terrible, terrible story.
We used to send those people to Scotland, so maybe to Australia. So maybe they change on the trip.
It's a long journey after all.
So what else is going on, guys? Anybody hear about the new Ghostbusters movie? Not the one with all the women. They're making a third one now, and they're going to completely ignore that one with all the women. They're going to go back to the basics, have
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
yeah, well, definitely is going to be in there. All the original is going to be tons of fan service. All the original guys will maybe do a cameo, that kind of thing. A return to glory for the Ghostbusters. It's an important franchise. How will we teach children about how to catch ghosts if not the help of the Ghostbusters?
We don't.
So did anyone go to the parties last night? Any kind of hot action at the parties?
I heard there was karaoke.
I heard that, but I didn't get to go. And now I have all this like pent up singing. I almost did Les Mis there. You guys didn't get it. But yeah.
I still remember the karaoke in Amsterdam. That was something to behold.
They need to fix their microphones.
Yes.
I still remember the one in Riga. Kind of.
Wait, you remember that?
You were in Riga?
I remember getting on stage asking anything by Pink Floyd. The guy said, "We don't have this song," so I just said, "Stay humble, stack sats," and went out.
Good. So you were humble. Did you stack stats though?
With full face mask on. Because why not?
So what was your favorite speech that you saw today or yesterday? Nick?
Well, I'm biased, so I'm going to say Dr. Tom.
Ah, a home pick there. Commerce Block, Dr. Tom. He talked about something about blockchains.
Yeah, well, poor Tom, he went from making patents at N-chain to selling blockchains. So yeah, he's had a rough time. So,
It's tough
Poor
sell.
bastard.
it's hard to make money in this space, you know.
Oh,
Maybe
an
even
ICO too?
impossible.
Oh, I see.
Oh, damn. Like
Don't call them
that's
shitcoins. They're shit securities. You know?
Max, how about you? What was your favorite talk at the
God, I
conference?
didn't watch many of the talks yet. I like the sidechain panel.
Yeah.
Dr. Tom again.
Ding,
two.
ding.
Going on us.
2 for 2.
Killing it on Commerce Block. What about Keto Miner? He did a conference. He did a talk right here.
But that was network level magic that I don't understand. So I was like, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I just had to do that one to get rid of it. Trying to innovate every time.
Yeah, what's with all these speakers doing the same talks over and over again?
It's as if you go to too many conferences, you're seeing through the veil.
No.
Giacomo had a pretty ecological move today. He recycled.
Oh.
A
Very good.
surprisingly ecological move from Giacomo. Out of character, perhaps.
I liked Stone's talk a lot, actually. It was to remind the history of all of that. It's always nice.
I liked Wasim's talk. He talked about taxonomies and different structures for things. He had circles
He
around
totally
this.
lost me.
You can be a Bitcoiner and you can be a shitcoiner, but you can't be a Bitcoiner who is a shitcoiner and all those kind of things.
I'm a Bitcoiner who loves shitcoins.
Oh,
I
the
spend more
truth
time
comes
looking at
out.
Decred these days. So I'll be
Yeah,
open with
yeah. You're gonna have a governance model, and I'm gonna have a Sybil attack, and then I'll have another Sybil
it. These
attack.
are experiments, you know.
Yeah. I'd like to see the Sybil attack. Because what if all my people are fake and they all vote for me? I win, right? We had a vote. I win. It's not a good system.
Democracy, the
Reminds
tyranny
me
of the
some
majority.
countries. You don't even vote and your vote is counted anyway.
In Russia, the computer votes for you. So much easier.
Convenience.
Yeah. So convenient.
Oh, apparently in China now they have Face ID for any internet access. So that's also very convenient.
That sounds like a sweet deal.
Stick it in front.
Yeah, why not? Maybe they require blinks as
Okay.
proof of life.
So you whack the head a few times and charge it. There's some electricity in it, like in Prometheus.
Yep.
Remember in Prometheus when they make that, they get the head, the 2,000-year-old head with electricity and they wake it up.
It was
Perfect.
pretty
You're not a fan
amazing.
of Prometheus, okay?
No one is. I watched it though.
Yeah, you have to be an Aliens fan to watch it.
I like Alien 1 where nothing happens. That's a good movie. 45 minutes of nothing.
Pretty dark movie.
It's the power of it. I mean, that's the thing. And if you didn't like that, they have Aliens 2,
Which is all commando
which is
stuff.
all fighting stuff. It's a
No,
James,
but
James
it is,
Cameron movie.
but it's still in the genre that it is. It's a very good movie. It's just very different to the first one.
Oh,
but in and of
nothing
itself.
makes any sense.
Well, in the first one, you never really see the alien, which is spooky.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Jaws.
Yeah, you
That
never.
should be for a horror movie. The
Yeah.
second one is not a horror movie. It's an action movie.
No, it's an action movie. And then the third one's a mess
show.
because they wouldn't use Fincher's script.
The third
And
one
they
was
wouldn't
basically
listen
about
to
getting
him.
cash on the franchise. Basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything
It's
after that.
It's like rolling out the Rolling
Now the
Stones again.
fourth one's pretty good. Jean Genet, he did Delicatessen, a lot of other really good independent type movies. It's kind of it's a mess. It's the one where she finds that they've been breeding aliens and there's like a Ridley alien clone and all that kind of thing. Like that was a pretty interesting movie, like Against All Odds.
Okay, guys, I can't skip the talk about memes, so I will leave you now.
There is a talk about Theo's talk about
Yeah.
memes. Is that now?
Yeah, it's like now.
Bitcoins, are you gonna announce it?
They want me to be next door and here at the same time.
Just fork it.
How can I be in both places?
It's called human cloning.
Discuss. So obviously I can't.
Give
right?
Kato Miner, he has a beard. Give him the goggles and hat.
I figure they can
Not
introduce
gonna
the next guest. They probably figured out how to do it by now.
It's called leadership. That's what they want you for.
It's admirable. And we're even running out of steam here. I don't know where to go with this. No one knew who was going to come in the door. Everyone has left. The room is just packed with audience and they're just cheering.
They are very quiet.
And they're all like, everyone at the conference was like, how can I get on that awesome live stream? Like you got one of those. Now there's these other people here from the Navy and they'll let like 6 people watch your video and then they'll sell your image to the corporations. Haha, joke's on you. But here at the pirate radio station, we just don't get the same kind of respect as the Navy. Right? They have big boats. We have small boats. They have fancy equipment. We have duct tape.
It's orange duct tape, though.
Yeah. It's electrical tape. It's better than duct tape.
Impressive camera work.
Yeah, I built it myself. I don't know. What else is going on, guys? South Park's been really good. It's going to take down China. I'm excited. I'm surprised. China's really big. South Park's really small. But that doesn't seem to matter.
The audience is leaving.
We go 8 more minutes. We get an hour. You get a little pin for your lapel.
Participation.
Yeah, participation in 1 hour live stream.
That's a trophy.
It's epic.
Can we use the recalled clock instead?
7 minutes. What to do in that?
I'm going on break after this, so I'm pretty psyched. I've had enough. This 3 days is too long. Too many live streams is too long. No new guests. No assistants. Everyone leaves. Empty room. I could be here by myself.
We need to manipulate the price, surely.
Number go
What
up.
is the price of Bitcoin right now? That's
Oh.
why. That's why no one's tuning in.
It's on the board.
It was on there, but it went away.
Oh,
It stopped working.
that's a shame.
Let's see.
Which Bitcoin?
83.44.
All
The
of
price is down 0.1%.
Are we at block 600,000 yet?
It doesn't say.
I don't think so.
I think we still have a couple more. That's what
I
we
think
got to
it's
celebrate.
590 something.
If you look at Bitcoin for the past week, it's up 3.4% thanks to the MAD tour. Spiked even a little higher there. You can't really see, but it looks like a stair stepping up
Number
pattern.
go up.
Natural. Whenever we've had a stair stepping up pattern in the past, Bitcoin has either gone up or down. You can quote me on that. I did a lot of research.
Trade block. What type of block explorer is that? Never heard that.
It's one of the nicest block explorers. When the blocks
Really?
it shows, you see all the empty ones that come out.
Huh. I did not see that.
Trade block. Yeah, they sell their data to that.
Ah.
Current block is 599.055.
055. So that is only 45 blocks, which is not even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days until block
I
600,000.
want to see a competitor's trade block. It's just Byte Tree.
Byte tree.
They have all these like image kind of like maps of the blocks.
I have an exclusive announcement for you, so you know that we're using block numbers for serial numbers.
Good.
We'll restart numbering from 600,000
Good.
plus whatever will be the first block of slush pool, because we only use slush pool blocks.
Nice. As it should be.
I like slush pool. Oh yeah, how about this? I'll ask you guys some dramatic treasure questions. Do you think it's better to have one firmware or two firmwares?
It would be better to have only a Bitcoin only firmware, but
And nothing else.
they would lose users.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I still rather have two firmwares. I know it's not necessarily the popular opinion, but
What about having one firmware and having a button that says hide altcoins? And then it could be a visual element and it wouldn't have to be an entire new system.
it's not about visual, it's about
Mhm.
bringing vulnerabilities together with the altcoins. So as long as they are inside, even if you don't see them, they are still inside.
So it's like Lucky 7 coin that took down Crypsy, right?
Yeah.
The legendary, allegedly bad wallet code that took down Crypsy. Max, what do you think? Should Trezor have two firmwares?
It's a good question. I mean, ultimately, more power to the user. And if the user wants to hold shitcoins, then they hold shitcoins. But if I get the security risks of all the shitcoins, that sucks. And even worse, the Trezor company now has to dedicate many developers in order to build the shitcoin software. That is what bothers me most, because all these devs could be working on something real and not just gambling. So in that sense, it's not just having the Bitcoin only firmware, it's having a company with Bitcoin only focus so that all the individuals working in that company can dedicate their efforts on real shit.
Nick, Gregory, should Trezor have two firmwares?
Yes, probably.
Ooh. I totally disagree with you guys. Everyone's going to lose their money. Something bad's going to happen. They're going to flash their thing wrong. They'll get the wrong thing. They'll lose their money. Also, the Trezor guys was like, oh, it's built from the same branch. It's just like you're going from page 39 to page 240. But what if I went from page 39 to page 241 or from page 38 to 239?
I mean, if you flash the wrong firmware, you can just flash the correct one again and put the same seed and you will get your coins back. So
Only if I have the seed.
yeah, I mean, if you're flashing your firmware, you're supposed to have your seed.
Supposed to have your seed when you flash your firmware, people.
And change your default password.
And change your default password.
Did that actually get exploited?
The default password stuff? I don't think so. You have to physically access the device. So.
Wait, physically access or be in the same network?
In the Nodl's case, same network. In the Casa's case, physical access. So their security is well never better than ours in this situation.
Why was there the same issue on the two different hardwares?
It has nothing to do with hardware. It's just when you sell a device to someone, you have to provide the default password for SSH or local access. Of course, this password could be unique to the device. That's the way we will be doing it from now on.
Yeah.
But if you turn your router upside down, you'll probably find the password, which is password or default or admin or root or whatever under the device on the sticker.
Okay.
Together with the IP address.
Changing.
I mean, we probably underestimated the security of a physical full node, and we are still learning. Everybody's still learning in this space.
You also probably thought the users would change their password on their own.
Yeah, I thought the users will read the quick start guidance and go to the end of it and not just stop as soon as something turns green on the interface.
But green is
Yeah.
pretty.
Green is pretty. If it's green, it's working, right?
Yeah, it works. I don't do the rest because it's already working. So
That's
now
it.
we will prevent them from from doing the setup as long as they don't change the password.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That sounds pretty good. Max, do you have any problem with people not changing their default passwords?
Well, I mean, in general, not using password managers or complex passwords really sucks. And you know, I'm really a fan of mnemonic passwords, like the Bitcoin mnemonic seeds. Very easy to back up. So for that, I swear, get a huge word list, like 4,000 something words.
Correct host battery staple.
Hmm?
Correct host battery staple.
Exactly. Yeah. And then get dice, start rolling them. Got a good password. Very easy to write down, very easy to type in. Got an oracle. Maybe the password will tell you something. Randomness. There's beauty in that.
I'll just use keys.
Everyone should switch to a password manager and they should change their default password. We made it an hour. I think we're going to call it a break for this live stream, maybe do another live stream later, recover our energy. Maybe before we go, Nick, where can people learn more about Commerce Block?
Gonna sound predictable. Commerceblock.com.
Oh, there it is. And Max, what about your projects? Where can they learn more about that?
Towardsliberty.com, docs.wasabiwallet.io, Nodl.it, coldcardwallet.com, btcpayserver.org, bisq.network, worldcryptonet.com.
I feel like every time I see your introduction slide, there is a new name on it.
Well, yeah, this time I added BTC Pay and BISC, which are two projects that I did not contribute for a longer time. So usually I don't like put them on there, but that was part of the Bitcoin privacy weapon stack. So
I'm trying to start an effort of collecting all my talks on ketominer.pw, like password/talks. And there is no homepage yet, but as soon as there will be one, there will be like a collection of talks on social accounts and all that stuff.
will it be black?
It already is black, of course.
Good.
That sounds pretty cool. I might have to create one of those for myself. Sounds good, but haven't been doing web pages, been out and about, away from the computer, getting nothing done. So, but you can check us out at the World Crypto Network or follow me on Twitter at MadBitcoins. We'll be back again a little later, probably, or maybe tomorrow. Until next time, bye-bye.